Welcome to Average Mike. So, I'm taking my first attempt at a Christmas show, well, Christmas element with the LED lights. So, ignition replacement. So I have it a couple times, just a couple times a week.
The RAM that if you saw the video,
Subs. Speaking of which, like and subscribe underneath. Come on now. So as you can see, the lights are now bright. I turned up the NODE-MCU up to 2,000 amps. I'll show you what that looks like on the WLED walkthrough. But I just wanted to show you a quick little simple how this goes connected. So what I'm the 18 gauge line. Which is said LED 18 gauge, right? And I basically ran it through my garage wall. I'll show you what I did there. I'm gonna mount my power supply to the wall in my garage, inside, indoors. You know, just on that shared wall. I'm gonna run the wire through the wall, which I did, and I'm gonna run that wire, the power line, to this first strip, which is tied right here. Right? This is this first strip. So this comes with these two lines. Each one of these at the end of the line also comes with two strips with two wires, same thing, a negative wire, a common wire, and a power wire. And the idea is that you could take this power supply or other power supplies and you'll tie into you'll take, I'm going to do home runs. There's a couple different ways to do it. I'm going to do my power injection. So I tested this out, and so I need power injection on the fourth connected strand. So I start losing power around the fourth connected strand. And so basically, let me find that end again. So here is the end of the 50th node. And so the end of the 50th string. And so here is the beginning of the next 9 strings. All you basically do to connect this is go boop, and you connect them, and then this strand comes on. And so or do the rest of them. Is to take the jumper from the power supply, go out to the first strand of lights, and the first strand of lights where the workbox is going to be connected to, right? So my workbox, which is a soap dish, and I'm going to basically take the soap dish. I'm basically going to take the workbox, put that in there, and I'm going to close it like that. And it's a soap dish made for a shower, and so therefore it's closed and it's good. And the communication line keeps on popping off. So I'll make these things sealed, and so that's what this is for. These sealed, these heat sink, heat wrap, heat shrink tubing. I'm gonna put the tubing around, I'm gonna heat it up, I'm gonna shrink it, and the nose will not separate anymore. And they'll be waterproof, and so they'll be outside. My NODE-MCU will be in the workbox, and that'll be, I'm gonna mount this actually to the wall with some Velcro. I'm gonna take some Velcro, it's like a double-sided Velcro here. Where I got sticky on the back, so I'm going to take my workbox, I'm going to Velcro right to the side of my wall on the vertical, a couple inches off the porch itself, and that should be able to be protected for soon. But I'm just going to go and do the basic lights with the basic dance modes of candy cane, and have the lights just do the candy cane thing, and then see how Christmas goes from there. And then we'll post up more videos as we get more intelligent in the game. Welcome back to Average Mike. So. LED project, LED Christmas light project. We showed you how we're running, like we're tying everything together, and then now I'm putting the candy canes, quote unquote candy cane lights, on my pillars, my posts out in front of my house, my porch. So what I've done so far, I'm going to show you kind of what I've done so far. You don't need to see me wrap them. You kind of understand what I did when I wrap them, right? I mean, it's what it is. And so I'm going to just show you what I'm connecting to, show you how I'm connecting them, and then you can see where we route them all the way down, and then I'll show you how I connect it. We're still waiting on the external connectors, and I'll show you what those are as well, and what that's going to do. And I'll show you that you have to daisy chain these things in the arrow direction that the data is flowing in. And then I'll also show you, I put a power injector on the 4th column, which is the 8th strand of lights connected. So you'll see that as well, kind of carry all the way through. Pretty cool little thing. So anyway, so power injection's happening over there. So all these lights should work. And again, there's 12 total strands of lights. So here's the project box. Like I said, I was putting the NODE-MCU inside that project box. And I got all these weather seals in there, and you can see that this starts it off. I showed you how I tied them in. I showed you all the wiring when I was in the inside on the office. And then here's the project box, which is the soap box. I'll just open that up and show you. That it's the same stuff. So there you go. There's the NODE-MCU. There's the NODE-MCU right there. Again, we're connected onto the power line. Oops, man, my hands are, it's cold. My hands are crackly. I apologize for that, how they look. So in, voltage in, ground, boom, boom, and then D4, just like that. And then let's say that's how they're all connected there on the NODE-MCU, boom. And then I jump into the wires, which jump into the power lines and the lights strands. So the lights get wrapped around nicely, and then they connect into these things, which are the connectors that it comes with for it. Boom, and then that's how you daisy chain them. And that's the second strand of lights going all the way up. And what I'm gonna do is we have the external ones that are gonna plug in the 3 pins connectors that are external. We're gonna tie in here, and we're gonna jump across that right there, and then down, and then flow, and then we're gonna go down, and just like a diagram, all the way across, up, all the way across, down, across, and then we're gonna zigzag, right? And that's the way you're gonna have to have the data flow from the entrance of the power, or I'm sorry, the entrance to the Wi-Fi, how the NODE-MCU communicates to the data lines, and that's through the data and the arrows. You can see that today. You can see how it has 5 volts, D means data, and GND means ground. You can see that right there. 5 volts, D, ground, and you could follow those lines all the way through. And to make sure the arrow is flowing in the same direction for the data and for, not necessarily for the power, but for the data. So that when it communicates down the chain instead of fighting with it, and it won't connect, obviously, to those. All right, I'm gonna go show you where I tied the power in. So I'm here inside my garage, right? And so I mounted on the back wall, so on the other side of this wall is the porch that we were just on. So I mounted the power supply here. I wired all the ones that I needed to wire here. So the ground's a green, red goes to positive, or black goes to positive, and red goes to negative. As you can see, maybe I'll get a better shot today. There you go. So positives, blacks, negatives, reds, ground, green. This is the plug. Plug goes there, done. And so I came right through that wall, boom. Oops. I came right through that wall right there behind my chest here. I gave myself some slack so I could staple these things and make it nice. And so when I plug this thing in, boom, when I plug it in, I see that green light kicks on. That means we got power. I also did like a temperature test. I just feel it on my hand. Temperature test, kind of see if they were burning up. And then I'll go show you, watch the lights. Well, the first set of lights will work because we don't have the daisy chains in yet. All right, so it's really bright out, so you can't really see them working, but they're powered on right there. There you go. So these guys are powered on all the way up the line. You can see how they're still powered on. It's not set to cane, it's just set on red, which is the default what it loads to. And I'll set it to cane. Once I get everything tied in, that'll come in a couple days, those tie-ins. All right. Thanks for watching Average Mike. We'll catch you next time. Like and subscribe underneath. Come on now.